Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We are kicking off the new year with a homemade chocolate twist bread, and I'm going to use some of my strawberry jam to make a butter. I seen this on a short and it looks so good. The only problem is the dough says it needs all night to rise. We're just going to let it do a quick rise on the counter for 4 hours. I did read that. In other life events, the reason I haven't been posting as much is we got some pretty serious news, and our seasons in life are changing. And I would say I got the news around the middle of December, and then I would say probably last week in December, and I didn't film anymore. What you guys see me push out was just what I had, and I staggered them so I could purposely take that time to regroup, which I have. It's been about 3 weeks since we got the news, and I'm actually going to go into further detail in the voiceover because we are changing. I'm going to bring you guys closer. A lot of big, exciting, and scary changes are coming to our life. We experienced job loss in December, and we are rebuilding, and that's why I took the time off in December to not film, because I had to figure out life and I had to grieve what the life I thought that we were going to have. Not in a sense of, it was sadness, but not so much in a sense of like, gee, golly, I love it up here. So much more in a sense of for my children's life. So that was sad for me because I would like to keep them in one school. When we moved up here, it was a little bit sad for me too, taking them out of that school, but I knew it was for the better, a bigger house. And I do know this move is for the better too, for us to be closer to family. We'll be happier. It is an exciting time for change. I am looking into houses on actual land, so I don't know if I'll be considered homestead in the city anymore. So that's exciting. One possibility is on 80 acres, like, oh my gosh, and it comes with a milk barn and a horse shed. So, I mean, exciting things. It was just abrupt, and we weren't prepared. So it was a lot of emotions, and we're still going to be going through those emotions as we continue to move. And even after we are in the new house, it will be at least 6 months, I'm assuming, of emotional roller coaster until we are settled. So for that part, it is just going to be a wait and see. We do plan on renting out our current house to another family in the Rapids. If that does not happen, we can always sell this house, and that will be great too. But we are not looking into buying because we want to save to build, so that we are looking into renting. Renting is extremely expensive nowadays, and I never knew that. So that's a brand new struggle. So we have reached out and got state assistance. I know I don't need to share that part, but I think it would be good for people who are out there struggling, knowing that it is okay, and that's what state assistance is there for, is when you need it. So it's just going to be a very interesting time. I definitely wanted to get back into filming though, because I do want to document my life, and this is just part of my life. It is just a balance on how much you share with the internet and how much you keep for your family. But I do know that it was fun making this bread and getting back into the kitchen. I will say, if I can figure out how to link her short in my description, my bread does not come out looking anything like hers. It was one heck of a time getting that dough to form. I probably ended up adding another cup. So the recipe called for 3 cups of flour. It didn't even call for anything warm to like activate the yeast. I tried to heat up my milk, and then I figured that was probably a bad mistake, only because it didn't call for that. So I freak out and dump out 1/4 cup and put 1/4 cup of cool milk in there, but I still did leave it warm. And I do not know how you knead the chocolate into the dough. Like, my dough had that's another thing I didn't really believe either. Because if in her short, her dough is beautiful and chocolatey. My dough looks like some weird marble hot mess. But I didn't even try the butter with this, you guys. So when I did try this, I just tried the bread and it's so good. But I'm assuming it's only so good because of the melted chocolate. But I did not try the butter I made. The recipe that she provided did not come with a recipe for the butter. So I took a stick and a half of butter and then about, I would say maybe a half a cup of powdered sugar and then about 2 tablespoons of my jam, and I mixed it up for the butter for this. We did not try that, but we did try the bread, and it is so good. It's just right here, you see I tried to add water to maybe help me do that and get the cocoa powder in. Shoot, next time use chocolate syrup maybe even. I'm just not sure because it's just like that was impossible. That was very hard. But I just thought, bring this video to you guys because this was a fun video. I'm not sure. I know I'm going to be cleaning out my pantry. I do plan on packing. We're right now in the air with move-in dates. I have a couple feelers out to a couple properties, but I do know from experience it will make my life easier to pack little by little of the things that we do not need. There is like a 1% chance we end up staying here. Real quick, I think she lied. There's like a dark shadow, you guys. It makes me look crazy. My hair is crazy. I think she lied. I don't think this is, I've had a doctor the recipe up. To make the dough, I had to add more flour. That was the process. But we're going to see where this process takes us. So with that 1% chance, there is a 1% chance. Anything is possible. So, I mean, that's why it's so hard right now is that we just don't know where we're going in life. But we do know one thing, we will be together, we will be a family, and we will be okay. So I just needed a little bit of time to regroup and come back for January and just get my life together. And, everything is really going to be okay. Sometimes you just need to take a little bit of time to understand that. And if you're going through a personal struggle in your life, just know that God brought you to it. God will bring you through it. And that's been my big leaning hope lately is just praying and knowing that you have to give your worries to Jesus and God, because if you don't, they're too heavy. And my biggest worries were food and housing. And I have given them worries to God, and He will provide. We will be okay. It is a struggle, but we will persevere and be okay. And it is just a minor setback. And they always say the comeback is greater than the setback. So it will just be a fun journey. Like, there's no other way to look at it. If we're moving and changing our whole entire life and moving 3 hours away, there is no other way besides looking at it as a big journey. We just have to make sure that we stick together as a family and can persevere, which I have very, very high hopes that we will be okay. I need to be better at rolling my rectangles because this was, I don't know, seen this short, the bread looks so good and I'm like, I need to make it. Now this rectangle's all right. I'm not talking trash about this one, but just wait till you see my marble dough. Like, it looked so good. If only I could go back and use chocolate syrup. I even try again, you guys. I'm like, let me add more because my dough was I don't believe it. Sometimes I see recipes and I feel like they're gatekeepers, like they don't want you to make it. Right now I'm getting messages from rental properties. So after I get done with filming this voiceover, I got to get back to work and looking and see whatever house accepts us first will be the first house that we take. And there's a couple nice ones, you guys. I'm really excited. There's this one the house isn't the best, but one on 1.5 acres and the land's really pretty. And there's a couple houses like that. And there's a couple houses that don't come with land. No apartments. I do not want to be in an apartment. So no offense to anybody that is, but I feel like once you're in an apartment, it's just hard for you to get out. I don't want to go the apartment route. I definitely just want to stay in a house. We are a family of 4. We have 2 teenage boys. We're loud. We need a house. We don't want to have anyone living underneath us. We definitely just want to have our own space. And if I could even get us that 80-acre farm, that would be huge. I would never leave. I Would you guys, no, not my family would never even see me. I would just be on the farm all the time. And that would be a dream. Oh my goodness. Could you guys imagine? I would have a milk cow. I would just have to name my channel Homestead. It wouldn't be Homestead in the City anymore. No, I would have to keep my videos up there to prove that I did start on a very small lot of land. But there's my little braided donut hole. That one was I was a little sad because the ends didn't rise as much. And her recipe, what she did in her video was she took a couple raspberries and just like pushed them through a strainer and got the juice out. So I didn't have any fresh berries. So what I did have was my jam, and I thought that will be just fine. And this butter is actually really good. I think it would actually be pretty good on bagels, and we do have bagels, so I think that would be fun. But it wasn't too hard to whip the butter. I just did what I seen in her video. It was a very good recipe, a very tricky recipe. Maybe our altitudes are different. I don't really know why my bread needed a lot more flour, but 3 cups was not enough for the ratio, even with the kneading. But maybe I did need a wetter dough for me to successfully transplant what is that called? The chocolate powder into it. I had to think. See, my bread is beautiful in its own way. You know what? It slaps. That's all that matters, as the kids say. Now here she comes. We're putting her in. There she goes into the oven. She was a good bread. We still have some left over. I can't wait for my youngest son to try. He comes back from my mom's today. And that's another thing. He won't have to be doing that anymore. I will be only a half an hour drive if we get the properties I want. But I'm about to check those messages after we get off here, guys. This was a little bit hard to get out, but I do believe I didn't oil the sides of the pan. I do think I just oiled the bottom of the pan, which kind of sucked. I didn't think of that, so I have to use a knife to get it out. And we started this process at 7 in the morning. And you see the clock there. It's 4:11. So by the time we are done with this, it was all day. I did not refrigerate. This dough says refrigerate overnight. I left my dough out the whole day after I was done from 7 in the morning till 4 at night. And I was able to rise and cook in one day. It just takes a long time for the dough to rise. My chocolate dough was rising better than my plain dough, and that was weird for me because I don't understand what would cause both doughs were made the same at the same time, so why would one rise faster than the other? It is 6 o'clock in the morning as I'm filming this voiceover, so words are hard. Sleep has been evading me, but that is all right. Let's flip this bad boy over. It's so pretty. It's cute. I will never probably make this again in my life. I'll try a different twist bread, but this one was just not it was just not an easy beginner bread. It was like a cook should have been cooking it because you had to mess with it so much. There are directions. This is what I love, though, when you cut into something and you get to see your hard work. Oh, this bread was delicious. I don't know the calorie count for this bread, but I do know I had a big fatty piece for dessert, and I deserved it from everything we're going through. We'll be fine, though, you guys. It's just going to be a new adventure. And if you guys want to, feel free to subscribe, stick around, and see where this takes us. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys real soon with another video. Bye.